Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to ask a question. Can you run E85 in your Porsche? The short answer is yes, you can. The real question is, should you do it? It depends. So to recap what happened, it made 336 wheel before on pump gas with octane booster, making around 94, 95 octane. So we addressed all the issues with all the check engine lights. I ended up putting an E30 mix in to see how the car would run. It ran it perfectly fine. It was safe. It didn't knock. With the E30 mix, which is about 30% ethanol and the rest pump gas, which is close to around 94, 95 octane, we put it back on the dyno and it made less power. And why I think that happened is if you do that and your car isn't tuned for E30 and you don't have a flex fuel kit, the fact that you need to increase more fuel going into the car, because what it thinks is, even though it's not knocking and having detonation because the octane's high enough, it's running a little lean because we haven't added more fuel. So E85 burns 30% less, so you need 30% more fuel if you're to run straight E85. So something like E50 would say, let's say 15% more fuel, and then E30 would maybe be like 10% more fuel. The same amount of air is going in. It thinks the same fuel is there, so it doesn't retard the timing. But what we're actually doing is leaning it out a little bit, and I think that caused it to lose a little horsepower. We're almost like choking the motor, so we almost need to retune it if you plan on running E85. Should you run E85? If you do, it's best to get a tune strictly for running those maps, and you pretty much are stuck to doing that all the time. I wouldn't recommend running just straight E85, because I think a lot of the issues you hear about E85, like it eating up seals and whatever, is because E85 doesn't lubricate as well as normal gasoline, and you just constantly have it in there, and if the car sits, then it's sitting in there for a long time, and you might run into issues where it's eating up seals and stuff because the car wasn't originally designed to run on it. But most modern cars can run it, no problem, but it's best to have like a mix, is from what I'm getting from research. So I think what the next step is to, if we plan on doing a straight E85 tune just for the track, what I've done is I bought a second ECU, because on the 987 there isn't really a way to change maps unless you have a tuner like on a laptop hooked up to the computer all the time. You can't really just switch maps on the fly. So I bought a second ECU. You could actually find them used for like $120 on eBay. And then I'm going to have the tuner. I don't think I'm going to do straight E85, because if we go down that road and we have to increase 30% more fuel, I might run into issues with running out of injector and fuel pump. So that might cause an issue. So I think we're just going to tune the car for straight 100 octane, which would be like race gas, or like which you can find at a pump at the track, or some gas stations might have it, or we're gonna do like butane or the octane booster that I've been using to run the car on 94 or 95 octane. So that way I could switch to like a street map with a 94, 95 octane map. And when I get to the track, I want a little more power, a little more security. I could swap the ECU out, run the higher octane, make a little more power for the track, and then have it be safer. And then when I leave, swap the ECU, it's just a couple plugs, and then put normal pump gas back in. And so stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching.